Good morning, good morning, good morning, or good afternoon, good evening, depending on, of course, where you are, because I'm in New Zealand, of course. So how are you? Let's grab my glasses so I can at least see what I'm doing. And what questions are we going to do today? Okay, let's take a nice deep breath. Oops, just clean the glasses. So I'm not sure who's here today. I know I've been a little bit offline lately with some things needing to be done and sorted. Okay. Oh, I know what deck I've forgotten. Need to grab an oracle deck for Ellie. So, give me a minute. Let's have a look. Hello, welcome. How are you? Hi, Ari. Hi, Jessica. How are you? Welcome. Hi, DW. Don't forget, guys, if you type in your question once, I'll do it, even if you can't stay. Just type your question in once and I'll flick through. So we got Ari, Jessica, and DW. Happy holidays. We're not holiday here in New Zealand, but it's all good. So, yeah. Don't forget, if you ask a yes or no question, it will be answered with the angel answers. If you want a little bit more information, a free tarot card for 2 cards. Hi, Caitlin, how are you? So don't forget, you can get your normal free cards 2. If you want a little bit more, if you want a tarot and oracle reading, don't forget to you can donate using the pinned links or the links down below. So just some options there for you. Okay, so let me just remove, I don't want that there, in case I knock it over or something silly like that. Just trying to put everything in the away from easy knocking. Right, so don't forget, type your question in once. If you have a yes and no question, it's going to be angel answers. If you want a little bit more information, don't forget for your free 2 cards, a tarot. Ask questions that start with how, what, and why. How can I move forward? What do I need to know in regards to the situation? Why do I react this way? What's hidden from me? So think very carefully about your question and how you can be empowered on your journey. The clearer your question, the clearer the answer will be. So think very carefully about your question and what's the best way for it to be answered. So we have Ari and Jessica. Ari, Jessica, then DW. Ari, Jessica, DW. Then I have Caitlin and Altruistic. So it is, yeah. So the free list is in order is Ari, Jessica, DW, Caitlin, and Altruistic. So thinking very much. Yeah. Got a question here. I was just waiting. Everything can be a bit slow. That's why I've been sort of waiting. Now, don't forget with your questions, if you ask a yes and no question, it is going to be angel answers. So yes and no question will be angel answers. If you want a little bit more information, 2 tarot cards. So ask a question that starts with how, what, and why. You're going to get a tarot reading. If you want something a little bit more, don't forget you can check the pinned links or the links down below to donate, which means you'll skip the queue. You'll skip the queue and you will get a tarot and oracle question. Yes, Ari, I saw that. That's cool. How would things be if you got a job at Target? Right. So I'm actually going to use, don't know why, this sort of came up over the weekend with Blue Sky. I think someone was asking about this deck. So anyway, so we got, yeah. So that's cool. So anyway, how would things be if I got a job at Target? So Ari, let's have a nice deep breath. And let's connect with how would things be if you get a job at Target? Okay, so how would things be for Ari if she gets a job? Oh, gee, that just flew out. Okay, let me just pick that one up. Oh, okay, 2 cards flew out, and then I've got another card here. All right. I know I said you normally get 2 cards, but sometimes an extra card might come out for some reason. So let's have a look. The first 2 cards that flipped out here. Wow, we get the World and Ace of Pentacles. So it tells us that there is a new beginning. Definitely feels like it's a new cycle. There's new possibilities here. Feels like there's a lot of stuff that's available to you. There's a lot of new beginnings. It's all about knowing your potential. So the potential of the job at Target could be huge. I think there's a lot of possibilities here. It tells me there's a lot of movement, a lot of stuff happening. Feels like there is a lot of possibilities here. And then we've got Justice, which tells me, of course, there's the contract here. There is that sense there are some legal issues that will need to be dealt with in regards to Target. It's all about finding equilibrium, finding that sense of balance, being able to look at the truth of the situation. Know there's always any consequences with any actions you take. But it does tell me that there are a lot of possibilities to the job. Okay. If you get a job at Target, I feel like there's going to be a new cycle, new possibilities. It really shows you that the potential there to create a sense of equilibrium, balance. There will be some legal issues that you'll have to deal with, Ari, of course. There will be a situation where you've got to look at all the consequences of any actions you take. Think about everything that you do. Okay, I think there's going to be a lot of thought going into it as you think about your job, think about the job at Target there. So there's a lot coming up there. Okay. So kind of important there too. So it really does talk about your potential. It does talk about there's a lot of potential there as you move into the new cycle of the job situation. So it sounds like really, really good energy there. Okay, guys that have come in, welcome, Anna. Morning. Welcome. Hi, Gina. How are you? You're all added to the list. I'll let you know how things go. But you're all added. Hi, MMC, how are you? Okay, guys, have just come in the door. Don't forget to think about your question. When you think about your question, how, what, and why, okay, you're going to get your tarot reading. If you ask a yes and no question, you will get, if you ask a yes and no question, it will be angel answers, okay? If you want a little bit more information than just yes, ask questions that start with how, what, and why. Think about your question. Okay, high content, how are you? If you ask a question that is a yes and no question, you will get angel answers. Okay, yes and no questions will get angel answers. If you want a little bit more expansion on your tarot question, think about how, what, and why. And think about reading. Think about your question that empowers you on your journey. You're not asking about other people unless it really affects you. What do you need to know about this situation that's going on at the moment? So if you ask a yes and no question, it will be answered with angel answers. It's not going to give you any more information. If you want a little bit more information, ask a question that starts with how, what, and why, and you're going to get tarot. Okay, you're going to get your 2 free cards. If you want a tarot and oracle reading, so you want something a little bit more in depth, do use the pinned links or the links down below to donate. Anything from $1 is going to get you a little bit more information. Okay, it's going to get you that extra card also. Hi, Nicole, how are you? So think very carefully about your question. Now I'm moving through the list. Okay, Jessica next. I know I'm moving slowly. I'm not in any particular hurry. I don't have any appointments or anything like that. So do think very carefully about your question. How, what, and why. Okay, how, what, and why. If you ask a yes or no question, it is going to be angel answers. Like Jessica, you've asked if I'm going to get a job soon. So you're asking a yes and no question. Okay. Hi, Ria. So I want you to think very carefully about your questions. So if you're asking a yes and no question, you're going to get this. So if you're going to get a job soon, so is Jessica going to get a job soon? Not immediately. Okay. Feels like there's going to be a bit of a delay in getting a job. So at this stage, you're not going to get a let's just see what the angels have to say about that. Okay. So you're unlikely to get a job soon for some reason. Let's see what the angel points out. It's kind of interesting because it's a sense of abundance coming in. So it's unlikely you're going to get a job soon, but there is some abundance coming in some way. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean money abundance. The abundance can be a sense of, I think there's an abundance of, could be an abundance of offers. And so that's why you're not going to get a job soon, because you're going to have to sort through the abundance. And I feel like you're not going to quite get a job just yet or soon, because there's some stuff that needs to be sorted out. There seems to be like an abundance of offers that you might need to sort through first and go through processes. So it's unlikely that you're going to get a job right now because there's some stuff to sort out first. Okay. Okay. So next. DW. Now, did you changing mine? That's what I knew you were changing your question. So what lies ahead for you? So you want to know what's coming ahead for you. What's important for DW's future? So what's coming ahead? What's important? Remember, this is just a 2-card reading. If you want anything more than the 2 cards, if you want more than the 2 cards, you want a tarot or an oracle reading, please use the pinned link or the links down below. And of course, you'll jump to queue, of course. Right. Change. What's coming ahead for DW? What's coming ahead for DW? What's coming ahead for DW? Oh, okay, this popped out. And this one here. So what's coming ahead? Woo. Kind of interesting. So I got the Hierophant to start with. The Hierophant tells me that it's all about education. I just got the words education. I feel like the key to you moving forward is all about what you can learn, what you can discover. It's all about what you can believe in the situation. I feel like there's a lot of education coming up in some way. So I feel like there's a lot to learn. And there's a shift. There's a moving forward. It feels like you're moving into new possibilities. There is that sense of a new cycle, leaving behind the old. But I do feel like there's education coming up. I think your beliefs will be tested, is what I'm getting there. I believe that your beliefs will be tested in some way. I just keep getting the words education. It feels like there's a lot for you to learn and discover. And as you're moving into a new cycle, as you're leaving behind the old and moving into a new cycle here, feels like there's a new possibilities. So there are some shifts coming. There are some sense of moving ahead on some level. But I do believe it's about education. I do feel it's about something, you learning something about your beliefs in some way. So I believe your beliefs will be tested in some way. Maybe an idea you had may not be the way that you want it. Interesting question. Right. So we've got Caitlin next. So how can the cat be dealt with? Interesting question. How can the cat be dealt with? Okay. Oh, let's use the Black Cat's Tarot. Caitlin, let's use the Black Cat's Tarot. Okay, how can the cat be dealt with? Caitlin, how can the cat be dealt with? How can they deal with the cat? Ooh. How can the cat be dealt with? Whoa. Okay. Let's see what card actually flew out. Interesting. 9 of Coins. Now, 9 of Coins is normally about an attainment. It feels like something is gained by the situation. So it does tell me that it is going to be dealt with. It will be dealt with. So how can it be dealt with? Let's have a look. What have we got? Okay, 3 of Wands tells us to take a pause for a minute. Take a moment to reflect. I think someone's going to have to take a moment to reflect on the goal in regards to the cat. Okay, we've got the Hermit and we've got Justice. It's kind of interesting. We've got Hermit and Justice coming in. So it tells me that there's definitely a movement. It's moving into the unknown. It does feel like the chaos is going to be left behind. So I do feel like it's going to be dealt with if someone can just take a moment to take a breath. Somebody needs to reflect on the goals in regards to the cat. Oh, yeah, I knew it was, it doesn't really matter. I just did it because of the black cat. It's just a black cat tarot, just because it's a cat tarot. So it tells us that it's definitely going to be moving out of the chaos. There is a shift in perception. Feels like there needs to be a shift in perception in regards to the cat. So I feel like someone's got to take a moment to reflect on what the goal is. It will be dealt with if someone can just take a moment to reflect and decide what the goal is in regards to it, and look at the shift of perspective and how they can deal with it. I feel like someone's going to come up with an idea. I feel like someone's just going to take a moment to think about how they can deal with the cat in some way. And it comes up with a shift of perception. Feels like there is a movement ahead with the perception of the cat. And there is some balance, equilibrium, knowing that there's that anything that happens, any actions that are taken, they're going to come up with some results. So I do feel like some results are going to be had by someone. Someone is actually going to be able to see the bigger picture, is what I'm getting here. Someone is actually going to see the bigger picture in regards to the cat. I feel like someone's going to be able to have a gain. Definitely feels like there's a benefit to the situation. There is a gain. I do feel like the cat's going to be dealt with because someone's going to have a shift in perception or an idea that's going to allow them to achieve the results that they want. Achieve the results that everybody wants in it. So you do have someone that's going to be dealing with it. Someone that's got a good, that can take a moment to breathe, to reflect, to pause for a minute. Don't jump. And I get a sense of just moving slowly with it. Oh, no worries, no worries, no worries. I'm not monetized anyway, but yeah, definitely feel as though, yeah, I do feel like someone's going to come up with a plan. I do feel like someone's going to come up with a plan and deal with it. So I do feel like there is this moment of, it's kind of interesting because there are people who are animal intuitives and connect, and I feel like the cat has got some real issues. I do feel like the cat's got some real issues, so I do feel like the cat, that's why I think there is definitely feeling like someone needs to pause for a minute. I feel like the cat's got some real issues that need to be dealt with. There's some stuff going on. So you need someone who can, animal whisperer type of energy. Someone who's communicating with cats. But I do feel like it's going to be dealt with. You're going to be no problem. And it will get sorted. Okay. So I'm just having a look at the... Oh, altruistic. Right. Okay. Altruistic. I just want you to think, okay, for those that have just come in the door, welcome, welcome. Okay. For those that are here, welcome, welcome. Okay, just a quick couple of things to think about with your questions. When you ask a yes and no question, it'll be answered with angel answers. Okay, angel answers for any yes or no questions. If you want a how, what, or why question, so you want something a little bit more in depth and you're thinking about yourself. How can I improve my journey? How can I improve the relationship? What do I need to know about the relationship? What is hidden within the relationship? Are sort of questions that could be quite good. Why do I react this way? What's going on with my finances? What's going on with my career? What is happening with my boss? Maybe I need to know in regards to that situation. I need to know what's going on with my boss and me. Maybe what's going on with my relationship with so-and-so. What's the foundation of the relationship? What do we put into the relationship together? Those are the sort of questions that are going to get you the best answers from the cards. So think very carefully about your question here. So when you're asking about how someone's feeling about them, okay, you're asking how someone is feeling about you, you have to remember two things. One, we're intruding into their thoughts. Okay, one, we're intruding into their thoughts. Two, it is only their perspective of you. Okay, it might not be factual. It is only their perspective. And them thinking whatever they're thinking about you, does it empower you on your journey? Does it bring you to where you need to be? So I just want you to think very carefully about how you're asking your question. When you're asking about how someone feels about you or what is someone else doing, you're intruding in their journey. You're intruding in their thoughts or their ideas. And so does it really benefit you when you're asking about their perspective? Okay. Does it really, what's the foundation of a relationship might be a better question. Those are sort of things to think about. I really just want to give you the best, and I want you to be empowered on your journey, to be able to move forward with confidence. Okay, so deep breath. So 2-card reading. Don't forget yes or no questions with the angel answers. If you want a little bit more, the 2-card reading, the how, what, and why. If you want a little bit more information, the pinned links or the links down below to donate, you skip the queue and you get a lot more information in regards to your reading. Okay, altruistic. So are you happy with your question? I just want you to be very clear about what you're asking. Altruistic. So we're asking the question, how is so-and-so feeling about you? So what do you need to know about the situation, about how he, so I presume it's someone that you're interested in or someone that you're in a relationship with or someone that you like on some level. It's quite good. Remember, the more specific you are with your question, the more specific your answer will be. Their intentions for your connection. Okay, so you want to know, okay, your best friend, your friends, okay, your friends that hang out frequently. So you want to know what's going on with the friendship. So you obviously like them a little bit more. So you want to know what's going on with the relationship. What's the intention of your connection? What are they interested in? Okay, so you want to know what they're interested in regards to your relationship. And he's admitted his feelings. Well, if he's admitted his feelings, then you know how he feels. That was kind of interesting. That flipped out. Okay. Okay. It's kind of interesting here. Okay, so we get King of Pentacles, which tells me that there is sort of an earthy energy, but an earth can be about materialistic things as well. Money could be an issue here. With him, there is that sense of being quite practical, though, quite logical. And we've got the sun shining on the situation. Okay, there is a sense of the sun shining on the situation. So it's a good friendship here. I don't see any romance as in such. And the reason why is because I do feel like there's going to be a lot of juggling. Okay, I do feel like the sun shining on the situation. It's a good friendship, good solid friendship. But there is going to be a lot of juggling, a little bit of sorting out what the priorities are in regards to the relationship. Now, we do get the Tower card here. Now, I know cards just flipped out, so I've just included them in the reading. They sort of came out all together. So you'd like, altruistic, you did get some extra cards here. So it tells me that your life is going to be shaken up a little bit. It's not going to be quite what you're expected. We can get a little bit of I do feel like even though the sun's shining on the relationship, the practical approach to it all, there is that sense of that there is that sort of kind and generous sort of energy, right? Because he's someone he's always looking for that opportunity. Okay, and the sun shines on the situation, which brings a sense of happiness and stuff. But I do get a sense of there is that sense of working out what the priorities are for you both. Okay, what are the priorities in regards to the relationship? Okay, in regards to that connection. Working out what the priorities are. Now, there is going to be a bit of a shake up, a bit of a wobble. And what you choose to do with it is totally up to you, of course. There's going to be a need to communicate. But I do get having a leap of faith in the situation is going to be really important here. But it is going to shake your world up a little bit as you work out what your priorities are. So things are going to be a bit wobbly and a bit shaky for a while as you work things out. Okay. I do feel like things are going to be a bit shaky, a bit wobbly as you try and find your solid ground of reality with the situation. So even though at the moment there is a really good, solid, practical friendship, okay, I do feel like it's working out what your priorities are on both ends. Okay, I'm getting both ends need to sort out what the priorities are. But life is going to be a bit shaky as you try and find your solid ground of reality. It's going to take a leap of faith. It's going to take some enlightenment, some understanding to what this relationship's about. So it is going to be a bit wobbly. It is going to be a bit shaky. But what you do with it is totally up to you as you work out what your priorities are. Because the friendship is solid. It's a solid friendship. But what you do after that is you try and find your connection, trying to find things working out. Things are going to be a bit wobbly for a while, a bit shaky, as you work out what your priorities are within the relationship. Quite different than the friendship. As you explore new opportunities, new things going on. Okay, next. You're welcome, altruistic. You're welcome. Okay, next on the list is Anna. Okay, remember when you ask a yes and no question, it is going to be you want to ask a question. Okay, you only have to type your question in once unless you change it. So you've asked a yes and no question. So you want to know We're going to use angel answers. When you ask a yes and no question, it is to do with the angel. We just use angel answers. Okay, did Silver say Jesus? You think you heard it? Okay. So let's just take a minute to take a breath. Did Sylvia say she is beautiful? It's kind of weird. So why do we get don't stop with it? So I'm getting that there is a sense of, yes, trust your intuition. Let's just see if I can just get a little bit more information about this. I just got don't stop. So I think there's something else going on here. Listen to your intuition. That's what it was. Okay. So yes. So not stopping your intuition is what they're saying. Don't stop your intuition. Yeah. So yeah, there was trust your intuition. I think you heard right in this situation. I feel like yeah, I think she said what she said, but it doesn't make it true. Okay, trust your intuition in that. You did hear it, of course, but it doesn't make, just because she said it, doesn't make it true. Okay, so trust your intuition. It's basically, yes, you heard it. Trust your intuition, and yes, it. But it doesn't make it true. I just got the sense this is her perspective. Okay, this is her jealousy. I want to say I just get the words jealousy. Doesn't make it true. So trust your intuition. So yeah, she did say it. Sylvia did say it, but doesn't make it true. You've been hanging out with Evan a lot. Yeah, it's just jealousy. Anna, I just got the words jealousy basically came out very, very strong. So we know that you're not. Okay? We know that you're not. It's just jealousy coming out. That's all it is. Don't take it to heart. This is her. It says more about her than it does about you. Okay, so Caitlin, I'll close off the list now. That anyone that's the last person that came in the door was Sarah, I think, was the last person. So Sarah will be the last one, just so you know. Okay, so what do you need to know about tomorrow is your question. Morning, Gina, MMC. If you've already typed your question and you don't have to retype it, you don't have to retype your question because I can scroll back, not a problem. Just remember, normally 2 tarot cards for your free reading, and I know sometimes more comes out. But if you want a tarot and oracle reading, don't forget to use the pinned links or the links down below. That does support the channel. It does help with the payments and things like that of the channel. So don't forget, if you want to skip the queue or you want a little bit more information, anything from $1 is going to get you a tarot and oracle reading, a little bit more information. And sorry, guys, I just need to put the fan on. It's starting to warm up a little bit in here. I'm just going to put the fan on. Get a little bit more. Whoa, before I knock everything off. Oh, it is hot. It is warming up. And I'm emptying the hot pool so I can put some cooler water in there. Whoops, just dropped the keyboard. Ugh. Whoops, I just knocked the table. That was really clever, Paula. Right. Ugh. Sorry, I'm just trying to put the fan on. Get a bit cooler. Right. So morning. Let's have a look. If you want a general. So what does morning need to know about tomorrow? What's important? Oh. Okay, the first card that flipped out was 10 of Wands, which tells me that there's some burdens. There's some things that might be weighing you down a little bit tomorrow. There could be a little something that you need to push forward for. It is going to be, or push forward through it. Maybe you need to push through something. There is going to be some challenges, something that could require a little bit of hard work for tomorrow as well. Whoa. Let's have a look what flew out. Oh. Okay. So we get the Knight of Pentacles, which tells us a very slow and steady progress is going to be really important for you to be able to push forward through whatever the challenge is for you tomorrow. So there is going to be some challenges. There are some things that, sorry, I just need to fix up my cloth. I think I've knocked it. Okay. So it is about that sense of pushing forward through something, and it's going to take you a little bit of time. It's not something that you can rush. So take a breath, allow yourself to push forward. Whatever it is that's going to be a bit of a challenge for you tomorrow, go through it slowly. Don't rush into anything. It's just a nice, slow, steady, keep your feet on the ground sort of energy. Keep yourself grounded. Is going to be super important here. Okay, it is going to be a bit challenging for you, but you do need to make sure that you keep your feet firmly on the ground and allow us a nice, slow, steady push forward through the challenge tomorrow. Okay, there could be some challenges tomorrow, but you'll be okay. Oh, right. Oh, she's such a sweetheart. Okay, so while I wait for Raina's question. Hello, sweetheart. So, you're such a sweetheart. What did you do? What did you do? Let me have a look. I need to clip into here. It's such a sweetie. Go, go, go. Good, thanks, Raina. Good, thank you. Yeah, it's sort of dealing with things a little bit on my end. I had a lot of stuff going on. Isaiah's 3rd birthday, and we went to the pools, went to Onakawa pools and had a bit of a swim, which was very, very nice. So, yeah, it was really good. So Thriosaurus, we had a 3rd birthday. So Isaiah, he's 3. Cannot believe it. I'm just emptying my spa at the moment because tomorrow's going to be hot. Yep, 3 already. I know, crazy, eh? Just absolutely crazy. Right. Yes, time flew very fast. Right. For Raina's reading, I'm going to use Beetlejuice and the Beloved Dead. Oh, it's hot here. It is hot. It is warm. It's going to be even hotter tomorrow. I'm just getting my spa organized so it's not so hot. Right. I'm going to use Beetlejuice with the Beloved Dead. So what's your question, Raina? Gina, I will do your question. I'm just doing Raina's here. So we're just wanting to know, ooh, what's going on with Letitia? Okay, so what's happening with Letitia? Will she reach out to Raina? Letitia will ever reach out to you? Letitia, who's Letitia? Will ever reach out to you? Will Letitia reach out to Raina? Let's have a look. What's going on here? Whoa, okay. A lot of the mods come and go with busy lifestyles. Right. Let's have a look here. Will Letitia ever reach out to you? Oh, okay. It's going to be 2. Right. Will Letitia ever reach out to you? Let's have a look. What have we got? Okay. The first card we have is 4 of Pentacles. So there's an idea that you're holding on to. Queen of Swords. Oh, there's some truth to be told. I feel like she's going to tell you some truth. Kind of interesting. King of Swords. 7 of Cups. And 10 of Wands. I feel like she's going to reach out to you, but there is going to be some truth to be told. So I am getting that you're holding on to an idea. Okay, and we've got the Queen and King of Swords. So I think there's a lot of thinking being done. Okay, I feel like she's doing a lot of thinking, a lot of truths that she's dealing with. I think there's a lot of stuff that she's dealing with here. But then I get the 7 of Cups. Yeah, I feel like there's some stuff that she's holding on to. Yeah, I think that's where the 4 of Pentacles come in. I think there's some stuff that she's really holding on to. There's some perceptions or some truth that she's holding on to quite strongly. And so she's doing a lot of thinking about the situation that's going on. And so she's got to, I feel like she needs to make some choices before she can push ahead. And the reason why I think there's a lot of stuff that's weighing her down, but I do get that sense that she's going to push ahead with the 10 of Wands. Tells me that she's going to push through that challenge. So I do feel like she's going to reach out to you eventually. I do feel like she's going to push through with that, with the 10 of Wands. I do get that sense of pushing through that burden, pushing through what's weighing her down as she makes some choices. So I do feel like she is going to reach out to you eventually, but she does have some stuff that she's got to deal with. Okay. That's what she's got to push through. She's got to push through that challenge her mum passing away. Yeah. So I do feel like she is going to reach out to you, but she's just dealing with the choices and the options and the things that are going on. I feel like there's a lot of, with the Seven of Cups, there's a lot of stuff she's dealing with there. Okay. So yes, Raina, I do believe she will reach out to you, but she's got to deal with everything at this moment. And I think it's a lot for her. There's a lot of stuff going on. Okay. Kind of interesting. Kind of interesting. We get that play and interesting. We get that kindred. So when she's ready, she's going to reach out for that fun time. She needs that kindred spirit with you. So I do feel like she's, yeah. So I do feel like she is going to reach out to you. She does have a kinship to you. She just has to deal with everything that's going on right now. I think there's a lot of stuff that she needs to look at. And once she's pushed through it, she's going to want to connect with you. With the kindred card and the play tells me that yes. Yep. She does have that kinship with you, that kindred spirit with you. So yes. Yes, she's going to reach out to you. Raina, I do feel like she's going to reach out to you. You've got that kindred and play card, which tells me there is that connection there. That kinship, that sense of kindredness. Yeah. Yeah, she's just got to deal with what she's dealing with her mum. Oh. Oh. Died yesterday. Mum died yesterday. Oh. Sorry for the loss, Nicole. So, Raina, yeah, I do feel like she's going to reach out to you. She's just got to deal with everything at the moment. There's a lot of choices, a lot of options that she's got to deal with, a lot of stuff that she's got to think about. She's got to analyze, sort through in regards to her mum passing. But she will push through it. And I do get that sense of kindred energy. And yeah, I do get that sense of that she will reach out to you when she's ready. Just remember, just supporting her. Yeah, supporting her right now is really important. Raina, just important for you too. Just support is super important there. So yeah, hopefully that helps. You're welcome. You're welcome. Appreciate your support. Yeah, I just feel like, yes, she's going to reach out to you. She just has a lot of stuff to deal with right now. I think it's a little bit overwhelming for her, you know, that bit of a burden. But she'll push through it. I do feel like she'll push through it and will contact you when she's. But yeah, just remember to let her know that you're going to be there for her. That's all you can do. And she will reach out when she's ready. Right, Gina. I just saw Gina's question up here. So yeah, Raina, I hope that helps. Sorry for the loss. Yeah, she's close to her mum. It can be a really difficult time when losing a parent. And, you know, losing anyone really is very, very difficult, of course. Right, so we are up to next, I think, Gina, MMC, Content, Nicole, Raya, and Sarah. Right. Okay. So we're doing a yes and no question. So we're doing angel answers. Unless, of course, donations, of course, get them a little bit more. So, yeah, don't forget, yes and no questions do angel answers. If you want a little bit more than a yes and no, how, what, and why type questions are best. If you want a little bit more than just the normal 2 cards that you would normally get for your free readings, don't forget to donate, support the channel. It does allow me to keep doing this because there are things that I do need to pay with supporting, with the channel and things like that. It does put it back into the business at all. Right, so yes and no questions. We have angel answers. Right. Did your next door neighbor say her house is horrible about yours? Okay, is your house horrible? Okay, so they want to know, did your next door neighbor say that your house is horrible? Oh, kind of interesting because I just got no. I think there's more to that than meet the story. So it's not that she said your house is horrible. Maybe she said something else similar, but she didn't say that your house was horrible. Let's see what the angels have to say about it. Okay, so let's read a little bit more. What's going on here? So, oh, and what are the angels? Okay, they just give you an extra card here. Okay. Kind of interesting because I get opportunity with meditation brings answers. So I felt like there was more to the story than meets the eye. So it felt like there was an opportunity in the situation in regard to what was said. It was an opportunity, but I don't think she actually meant it. It was kind of interesting. So meditation brings answers. So I feel like there's silence needed in the situation. I do feel like there's more to the story. So it's saying that no, she didn't say it, those exact words. She didn't say those exact words. But there was an opportunity for her to say something about the house. Not quite getting a clear answer on that. I felt like there was like, no, she didn't actually say that, but there was more about, there was an opportunity for her to say something about the house. And so maybe silence or meditation in a moment to get a clearer answer could be really important. So I think there could have been a misunderstanding in some way. So I don't think she actually said her house is horrible. I don't think she actually said your house is horrible. I think there was more to the story. It was an opportunity about something else. Okay, so I think you need to silence. I think you might have misheard. I think there was a misunderstanding in the situation because it's telling me that no, she didn't actually say about your house being horrible. I think it was about something else. Okay, Gina. I feel like there's something else in this I think it was a misunderstanding. I'm just getting a misunderstanding with the whole situation. Misunderstanding, Gina. Okay, so I'm going to be wrapping up these last few. So we've got on the list. Okay, list. MMC, content, Nicole, Raya, and Siri. And then that list is total. Then I'm totally done because I've been on for over an hour. So now it's just wrapping up. So let me just put in here. A minute, let me just go ending soon because I'm just wrapping up the last of the readings. Okay, so let's have a look. So what did I just say? Who was next? MMC. Okay, career reading for the rest of the week. So what's going on with the career? Oh, hello, career reading for the rest of the week. Okay, so MMC, career reading for the rest of the week. Let's have a look. Whew. Just take a nice deep breath. Let me just throw in another incense here. Let me just throw in another incense. Bit of a cleansing energy going on here. Right, that's done. Let's take a nice deep breath. Let's think about MMC's career for the rest of the week. So what's going on with MMC's career for the rest of the week? What's going on here? No, we're ending soon. I'm just wrapping up those that are on the list, on the free list. If you want a reading, you'll have to donate now. I will do any donations, but the free list is absolutely closed. I can only do so much free readings. So anything from $1, you can see the pinned links or the links down below if you want to donate. Right, career reading for the rest of the week. Let's have a look. What's going on here for MMC? Oh, okay. What's going on for your career? Let's have a look. Oh, okay. There's new beginnings. Something's happening. It feels like there's an overflow of energy, of feelings, of emotions, and that for the week. It feels like there's a lot of moving ahead, moving in the right direction. No, there's no, it's always black and white. There's no gray area. It's all about moving in the right direction. Feels like there's a lot of movement, a lot of success, victory, as you've got new beginnings coming up this week, and overflowing of emotions. This week it does feel like there's something new happening as you move with success and victory. So there is this triumphant moment. There's this moment that brings you a sense of success and achievement on some level as you're moving in the right direction with your career, MMC. So it feels like you're moving in the right direction. There is that new beginning, new possibilities. Definitely an emotional, could be a bit of an emotional moment, as just sort of an overflowing of emotions, a sense of trying to find a sense of inner peace within one's own emotions as well. It's kind of important as you have that moment of success or victory, that moment of triumph as you move forward through your career. Feels like things are sort of starting to happen for you moving forward. Okay, so there is that success, triumphs, new beginnings in regards to your journey there, MMC. Right, content. If anyone wants, I'm only doing the free list at the moment, which is nearly finished because I've been on for over an hour. So now I'm just wrapping up. That was on the list before I wrapped up. So to give me time. So I've got content, Nicole, Raya, and Sarah. Okay, so content, where are you? I did see your question up here. If anyone else wants a reading, they'll have to see the pinned links or the links down below. So content. Just checking. Right, so you've asked a yes and no question. Will Ruth contact you, call you in the next 24 hours? Okay, so you've asked a yes and no question. Let's use the yes and no cards. Okay, now there's always other stuff in here as well. Will Ruth call content in the next 24 hours? With the current energies, will Ruth call content in the next 24 hours? Okay, it feels like Ruth is reconsidering. So there's a lot of stuff that's being considered at the moment before there's a call. So it's not a yes or a no at the moment because there's some other stuff that's going on. That's kind of interesting because then it says success. Okay, so there's some stuff that they're considering at the moment. So they haven't quite decided, but there is success come up. So it does feel like they're still on a yo-yo mode, but it does feel like, yes, they'll call you. 24 hours or so, maybe just after the 24 hours. It might be just after because there's some stuff that needs to be considered first. There's some stuff that they're considering. They haven't quite decided yet, but it does feel like, yes, once they've sort of made their choice and what was going on, I think there's some stuff that they need to sort through. And then there's going to be some success here. So, yes, I do feel like there is going to be a call, but I don't think it's within the next, I think it's a little bit after the 24 hours. Okay? Because there's some stuff to reconsider. There's some stuff that they're sorting through. Rhoda. Okay. So I just need a question here. Wow. Rhoda. Wow. Okay. So who was Rhoda? Nicole, I will do your reading. I'm just doing the donation first. Just giving me a minute to just sort of take a breath. Okay. This one, I think I might go this way. Because this is quite a large reading. I'm just sort of shifting my cards here around. Oops, not there. So I'm just waiting for Rhoda, just taking a breath for a second. So I'm not quite sure who that is. Wow, that's absolutely muchly appreciated indeed. So I'm just sort of taking a Rhoda. Here you go. I'm new here. I know you had to wait 5 minutes. Thank you. A real sweetheart there. New subscriber. Thank you very much for being a new subscriber. Plus you've just donated for an reading. So I just need your question, Rhoda. We can just have your question. And I'm going to use my Native American Tarot, the Sacred Path cards, and the Healing Waters Oracle as well with what you've gone. Okay, so you want to know about the energy around your connection with David. Okay, kind of interesting there. So what's going on with this, your relation, with this connection? Okay, there seems to be a lot going on here. Let's have a look what we're going to pull up. So let's have a look. Okay, your connection with David. Okay, so this is just going to take a minute to do. Whoops, let's put this at the top. Rhoda, I so appreciate this, Rhoda. Right. Okay, so let's begin here. So this relationship, whoops, sorry, let's put this in here. Energy around the connection with David. So let's dive into this a little bit. Okay, so mental connection. Let's have a look at the mental connection. Okay, we've got a sense of happiness. And it's kind of interesting because with this, I know 8 of Blades talks about being restricted, but I actually sense breaking free from that limitation. No, not quite. No, it's not quite $40, but definitely a respected amount. So anyway, we've got the sense of mentally being happy, okay, with a sense of freedom. I do feel like even though you might feeling like you might be a little bit trapped, there is this possibility of freedom within the relationship, okay, mentally. There's a mental freedom with it, a happiness, a joy. Okay, the reason why I say that is because you've got contentment over top. I feel like that overrides the captive feeling. Okay, you got the happiness and the joy, the sense of memories being created, and it's giving you freedom mentally. Okay, so next we're going to look at the emotional aspects of the relationship. So we've got okay, 8 of Cups. It feels like a sense of doing things your own way. Doing things your own way and creating your own patterns in life. Okay, your tranquility, your sense of peace and emotional state. So there is a sense of doing things your own way, creating your own patterns in life. Emotionally about that connection with David. So you have that sense of creating your own patterns, doing your own thing is super important emotionally within the relationship. So there's a lot of stuff going on there. Okay, physically in the relationship. So the physical relationship is the sense of being cultivated, cultivating and nurturing that cultivation, nurturing um the the fertilization of the relationship physically. So I do feel like there's a lot of good energy around the physical aspects of the relationship. Okay, so we've got mentally being very captive, being very happy and joyful and mentally free within the relationship, the mentally. Emotionally, there is that sense of doing things your own way and creating your own patterns in your journey, finding a sense of tranquility and calmness within that own journey. Physically, you've got that sense of cultivating and nurturing. I want to say watering that relationship on a real physical sense. So there's a lot of good energy coming in with this relationship. Okay, spiritually within the relationship, it's important to notice when things are not going quite right. Okay, we've got the Eight of Pipes and the Seven of Blades. That sense of noticing the signs when things are not quite going right, when you feel your time is being taken up or things are not going quite right. It's important to have that communication is going to be super important in this relationship, in this connection with David. So spiritually, I think it's very important that you communicate within the relationship, because it does feel like it's a really positive energy within the relationship, but sometimes you can feel like your time's being taken up too much. So communication is going to be really important. So let's look at the foundation of the relationship. Here we've got One of Blades. So it's one of Blades is all about that sense of clarity, having a sense of clarity about where you are and what you're doing in your relationship is going to be really important, and being able to push through the challenges. Okay, we've got 10 of pipes. I know they have the word mockery on it, but it's about being able to push through those challenges that you have within the relationship is going to be really important here. So overall, positive energy, mentally, physically, emotionally, really, really positive. But there spiritually, it's going to be really important when you feel like you're something's not quite right, that there is that communication going on in the relationship. Have clarity about the direction that you're moving into, being able to push through the challenges that you may find yourself at times. So overall, positive relationship, positive connection, but there are going to be some challenges, and how you communicate them is going to make a big difference to you overall. So we're looking at the relationship, we're looking at the cards, and I am getting a lot of emotions going on. I'm getting a lot of expansion, a lot of growth in regards to your emotions is kind of really important here. There is a lot of communication needed. Communication is going to be the key to this relationship. Communication. There's a lot of I want to say sexual energy, a lot of passion in regards to the relationship as well, and I get that with the pipes. There is that thing. I'm not getting a lot of major arcana. Of course, we only have temperance here, and we're not getting a lot of earthy. So I feel like there's a lack of being grounded. Be careful that you're not too wrapped up in your head or too wrapped up in your emotions. I think there needs to be a practical approach to the relationship. I think there could be a lack of practicality to the relationship. Be careful that you stop yourself from functioning in a daily life. But overall, excellent positive energy, but there will be some challenges, and how you choose to get through those challenges comes with communication. I think communication, practical approach is going to be super important, because your emotions could get the better of you. Okay. Oh, okay. Interesting. We get the council fire with decisions. Okay, it feels like there's going to be a lot of decisions to be made in this relationship, a lot of things that need to be thought about on many levels. So let's just have a little bit of a read with 24. Let's have a look and see what it says in regards to, whoops. I want to read a couple of little bits. I won't be reading all the pages, because there's a lot of pages in regards to these things here. So it does feel like it's a good relationship. There is going to be some challenges, but I do feel like you're going to move through them. Okay, decisions. So let's just take a minute from the council fire. Elders gathered the fire of wisdom's light, words, decisions, conclusions, all through the night. Okay, I'm not going to read through the teaching as such, but I am going to read through the application. If you've been waffling over what to do next, the council fire card is insisting that you now make a decision. There can be no forward movement if you fail to decide which trail will lead out of the swamp and into the forest. It takes courage to make changes in your life, and all changes must begin with a decision. Do it and don't look back. Life awaits you in all of its beauty. If the decision of another has left you in a precarious position, make new decisions of your own. There is no need to make your decisions based upon another's. Consider all possibilities and how your decision affects others, then be courageous enough to act. Find your truth and stick to it. So it's really about making the decision. To decide what you want to do is totally up to you. Now let's use the Healing Waters cards. I just felt this would add another layer to your reading indeed. Okay, so let's have a look here. The card we get is that you're feeling a little bit stuck at times. Okay, you're feeling a little bit stuck. Again, you get that sense of a calling for shift, flow, and change. So again, it's about making a clear decision, about having the clarity about what you truly want in this relationship is super important. Having that clarity on what you want in the relationship, and allow yourself to make those decisions that move you forward, so you've got that flowing energy. Super important here. So it's all about being able to free yourself, give yourself permission to move forward on the journey that you want in this connection with David. I feel it's all about embracing the relationship here. So yeah, I think it's really about you being able to have that clarity about what you want in a relationship and going for it. Allowing yourself to give yourself permission to do so. Okay, so hopefully that helps you. And thank you very much for your support, Rhoda. Really appreciate that. Okay, so really appreciate that support. So hopefully that helps you there. Helps you with your reading. You're welcome, Rhoda. You're welcome. It's given you some stuff to think about there, and just some decisions that you need to make on your own. But overall, good relationship. There will be some challenges, but it's how you choose to find that calmness that's going to make a big difference. Let me just chuck that back in there. Super appreciate your support. Okay. So, cool. I'm pleased that helped. Right, back to the free readings. Right, so where was I up to? Okay, so I've got Nicole, then Raya. Nicole, right. Sorry, Nicole, I didn't read your reading. So let me just read your thing. If you have a native Australian, he's male, he's got a white beard and crazy hair. I saw him in a garden trying to do a guided meditation. Oh, interesting. So do you have an Australian Aboriginal guide? While I was trying to do a guided meditation, which was in a garden, to meet your guides, he was there. Oh, interesting. I blew off the meditation because I thought I was doing it wrong, but someone had mentioned it to be true. Okay, interesting. Okay, so do you have an Australian Aboriginal guide? Okay. Okay, so let's begin with this. Okay, we're just going to ask a yes or no question, right? Because you've asked, have you got an Australian? Let's have a look here. So, do you have a native Australian Aboriginal? I don't have any Australian Aboriginal cards, and I wanted to get them, and I haven't got them yet. They're still on my free list. They're still the Australian Oracle cards are still on my free list. I haven't found any tarot yet. Oh, Monique's just donated, so after Nicole, I'll do. Yeah, right, Nicole. Let's have a look here. Aboriginal guide. So what message? Okay, so we've got that there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do. I feel like I've got angels and ancestors. You know why? Let's have a look. Okay. Oh, she knows. Right, Nicole, let's have a look. What have we got? Yes. Wow, that came up very strongly. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. You've got a native Australian Aboriginal guide. Okay. Okay, I actually get that he's a master. He is like the sense of someone who's quite strong in the medicine world. You know, like the medicine man type of energy. So be graceful in movement and action. So it's telling you just allow yourself to be as you move forward through your journey. He's just saying it's like doing a walk. Oh, it was interesting. I didn't quite expect that word. He says it's time to do a walkabout. Okay, a walkabout is when you explore your environment in a physical sense. Doing a walkabout to find yourself is about exploring your environment. Okay, so I just got the sense of doing a walkabout would be really important for you. When I'm talking about an ancient master, okay, not an Aboriginal sense, in an Aboriginal sense, and a medicine guide. Okay. Okay, interesting. So I get the releasing the old and rest. So doing a walkabout allows you to release, surrender to it. Doing the meditative state in a walkabout is kind of really important. I think it's important that you Google walkabout. Google walkabout. That's the Australian connection here. Okay, dream time. Having a dream time sort of energy about it, releasing and letting go of the old, and so that you can rest and take care of yourself. is super important here. So yeah, I think there's a walk. I just keep getting walkabout energy, dream time walkabout energy, being able to allow yourself just to get out in nature, do a bit of a walk. A sense of exploring your environment is going to be really important, no matter what the weather. It's a sense of releasing the old to let the new in, but allowing yourself to rest as well. Super important there. So yes. So yeah, interesting. I got quite a bit out of that one there. So I want you to Google walkabout and Aboriginal dream time. Are going to be really important to you. Okay, so we got I've got Monique's just donated. So I'm just waiting for I know it's going to be a few minutes before she comes in. Whew, so just taking a breath for a second as we look at what Monique, wow, thank you guys. I will do the rest of the free readings. You're not going to miss out because I'm not in any particular hurry today. I'm just in a relaxation. I'm just waiting for the spa to empty and everything as well. So it's all good there. So I'm just waiting for Monique. And I will do, so I'm not sure who Monique is. She could be a few minutes before Monique comes in. I'm just taking a minute to breathe and decide what am I going to do for Monique. Oops, I didn't check to see. Oh, yeah, I did. So with Monique, I'm just waiting for Monique's question. She might be a few minutes before she can reply. So I'm just giving a second to grab the mythological. Oh, hello, Monique. Here you are here. You donated. Yes, you did. So, yeah, I just need a question, please. Moby Trippin. Oh, I love that. I love your ID. Moby Trippin. That is so cute. Cool. Thanks, Monique. Thank you, Moby Trippin. Same person. So, yeah. I know it takes a few minutes when you're a newbie, when you haven't been in for a while. So, what's going on with your relationship? Oh, interesting. What's going on with your relationship? So, let's have a look here. Okay, I'm going to use Mythologia Fenica Tarot. Okay, and then I'm going to use the Lost Oracle. Just what lies ahead. So let's have a look. What's going on with this relationship? Okay, so what's going on here with the relationship? What's the foundation of the relationship? Let's begin with that. Yeah, I figured that out. You were the right person. I know sometimes it can take a moment before you can switch from one, especially if you haven't been on or it's your first time here. So what's going on with this relationship with Davis? Oh, let's have a look. Oh, foundation of the relationship. Let's do that first. Foundation of the relationship. Whoa. Okay. Okay. Whoa. It's flying with this question, with this here. Okay, they are flying out. Okay, someone in spirit's got a message for you. Whoa. Okay. Okay. Oh, oh my God. Someone in spirit, your spirit guides have a very strong message for you in regards to this relationship. Okay. Is there anything else that's really important for oh, yep, one more. You got an extra card there, so we will do that. Or it's a bit of a funny layout, but they are what they are. Okay, so let's have a look. What's going on with this relationship? What's the foundation? What's happening here? Okay, Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles tells me it's all about deciding. It's about deciding what you both want to create in this relationship. What do you want to bring into this relationship? With the Seven of Pentacles tells me about you. It's that sense of deciding what you actually want to bring into the relationship. That's the number one thing of the foundation, deciding what you actually want to bring. And whatever you focus on, that's what you're going to harvest in your relationship. So whatever you focus on, so make sure you're focusing on the positive about what you want to actually bring into the relationship, not what you don't want. Because the universe can only hear the what it is, and then they bring it in. So important, the first step for this relationship is deciding what you actually want to bring into the relationship and focus on that in a positive way. What's the positive things that you want to bring into the relationship? That's the number one thing. Okay, so what's going on in regards to him seeing? Okay, we've got King of Swords and King of Pentacles flew out together, which is kind of interesting. So King of Swords reversed with King of Pentacles upright. So there's a sense of looking for opportunities without too much thought. So it feels like Davis looks for opportunities without doing a lot of thinking about things. Okay, so this is what he's bringing to the relationship, is that he's always looking for opportunities, but he doesn't think too hard about the consequences, about the actions that he takes. So he's always looking for opportunities within the relationships. Okay, so you've got to decide what you actually want in the relationship. That's the first thing. Now we're asking about Davis, about him seeing someone else or serious about you. So I got that sense of him always looking for opportunities, but he doesn't do a lot of thinking about what that thing, if he takes action, will do. So we're just getting a little bit more here. We've got the sense of judgment here. Okay, so judgment is that sense of trying to resurrect something. So something is trying to be, I feel like he's trying to resurrect something within the relationship. So that is that sense of resurrecting something, trying to resurrect something that was old, trying to bring something new into the relationship. And we've got a lot of wise. Oh, I got Seven of Cups reversed. And so I got the sense of the choices, he's not always making wise choices within the relationship. So there are some things that he may not always choose wisely in the relationship. So it may feel like the perception is that he's doing something else. And so we've got Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords is about rushing into something. So there can be that thing that he might rush into something. Okay, so he's an ex or a daughter, his daughter's mum. So he could rush into things without thinking. So he needs to make a bit more plans and strategizing. So there are some things that he might be rushing into. So there could be a need to communicate. Okay, I am getting the need to communicate, the need to sort things out, making sure you guys are on the same page here. Okay, the last one is Three of Cups, which tells me celebration. Okay. Oh, he could be with like-minded friends as well. He could be trying to find that like-minded friend, might be out with his mates. Okay, when I'm talking about him rushing into things, I actually get that sense of him rushing into, like, hanging with his mates, hanging with his friends, without thinking about too much about the consequences of his actions. So he could be, when I'm talking about him rushing into things, could be rushing into being with his friends as well, with his like-minded friends, and not really thinking about how you would feel. So I think sometimes he can be that sense of, so that could be the not the wise choices as he goes out with his mates. Not necessarily with a relation, not with seeing someone else. Okay, I am getting the sense of him being with his mates and not really thinking about the consequences. He sort of rushes into being with his mates, so that might be the not making wise choices. So not calling you and letting you know where he is, but he's actually out with his mates. And that's where the need to communicate. So it could be resurrecting something, could be resurrecting connection with mates, connecting with someone who was like-minded with him, and so he's not making wise choices. See, yeah, it could be resurrecting something. Yeah, so there is a need to communicate. Monique, there is a need to communicate. There is a need to, so let's just have a look and see what the Lost Oracle has to say. So I do feel like he's resurrecting something, but I'm wondering if it's with his, I'm just sort of getting his mates, like his friends, maybe going out with his mates without any thought to you, rushing ahead without any plans. And so that might be not making the wise choice, not seeing what's at the bottom of the cup. So I think there is a real need to communicate. Oh, what was that? He barely does that. Are you sure? He might not just tell you. It doesn't mean that he does it all the time. I'm not saying he does it all the time, but maybe when he does, oops, maybe when he does. Doesn't mean he does it all the time. It's just something that he wants to do. Okay, what do we got here? Okay, pierce the veil, move beyond the illusion, and trust the endings in life. So I get the sense of, yeah, I do get, I definitely feel you guys need to communicate. I definitely feel like there's a lack of communication going on here. There is a need. But I do feel like he wants to resurrect. It doesn't mean that he wants to do it all the time, but there might be an occasion where he's gone out with his mates, or he's wanted to go out with his mates and gone out without thought, or that resurrection could be to do with his could be the resurrection could be to do with the daughter's mum. So I just feel like he just doesn't make wise choices. He just doesn't really think about what he's doing. He's always looking for an opportunity to do, like, I feel like he's very active. He wants to be more active. He wants to be more active. So I do get the sense of moving beyond the illusion. I get the sense that there's more to the story than meets the eye. So there's a need to communicate. There's definitely a need to communicate, because it's about trusting that things are going to work out the way they should. Don't push too hard, but there is that need to communicate. So I do get the sense of, I don't know if he's serious as such, but he's definitely enjoying the journey. So I just get the sense that you guys need to talk. I just feel like he just doesn't think too much about the relationship. He doesn't think about the seriousness of it. Doesn't mean that he's not serious, but there's just no thought in his actions. Monique, I just feel he doesn't think about that. He just doesn't think. He takes action. He's more practical. just doesn't think about things. He does want to resurrect. So I'm just wondering if he just wants to spend more times with his friends. Does want to resurrect. Maybe he wants to spend more time. Maybe he doesn't, but he wants to. And so he just doesn't think about his actions and the consequences. Doesn't think about the consequences there. Feels like he does rush into things without thinking. Not all the time, but there are times when he does do that. I do feel like you need to look beyond the illusion. You do need to be able to see the truth of the situation of what's going on. So communication is going to be the key here. But communication and trust that things are going to work out in the right way. So when I say that things are going to work out, I do feel like he is. Like, I don't think he wants to hurt you in any way. I don't see a negative aspect to the relationship, but I do feel like he needs his time with his mates, and I don't think there's enough of it. I do feel like there's a need to communicate. Yeah, I just keep getting friends. I feel like he wants to spend more time with his friends, and that's where the unwise choices might come into play, where he sort of rushes to be with friends. And I'm not saying all the time, maybe once in a while. And so there is that sense of just knowing that things are going to work out okay, but don't push in regards to the ex, I think, or regards to the but communication is important. It's important not to do the blame game with it as well, is what I get here with piercing the veil. That sense of not creating more drama than there needs to be. In a way, I get a sense of just seeing the truth of the situation. So I am getting that there is that sense of wanting to harvest the relationship, but he does things without thinking in some ways, and that could be that sense of maybe with the daughter's mum, there's still got to be communication there, and he doesn't maybe think too much about that needing to communicate with his daughter's mum. I think that's kind of really important there. And that may be resurrecting a friendship or resurrecting something out of it. But I definitely get that sense of, I think there's so many layers to this question that you've got, Monique, that little bits and pieces are sort of coming through in different layers. And so you've got that needing to communicate with his child's mum, right? Got to communicate with his child's mum. That's part of the process there. And I think that's important. You don't read too much into it. And when you're resurrecting, that line of communication is super important there. And so you've got that sense of friends. I think he wants to spend time. I just keep getting that I wanting to spend time with friends, and maybe he doesn't, but he wants to. And so that could be the unwise choices going on, because I don't know what the friends are like. But I do feel like everything's going to be a-okay in the relationship, but communication is going to be the key. There's a lot to it with the reading, indeed. Okay, so I hope that helps. Gives you some things to think about, some things to decide on what you want to do within the relationship, and how you want to move forward is totally up to you, of course, Monique. What you do with the relationship is totally up to you, and how you choose to communicate without the blame game, without the with the understanding that he does have to communicate with his daughter's mum in a civil way, which is really important, that it cannot be discordant at all, that it does need to be civil when they communicate. So that's part of it as well, I feel, in many ways. And so you just got to remember that he may have to spend time there. There may be some things that he needs to do in regards to his daughter. They may have to have discussions, talk, regards to schooling, all that sort of stuff, whatever that is, medical issues, anything like that, they might need to communicate. So, yeah. It's going, sorry. Sorry, I can't quite. I need to. Oh. Whoops, just got to get the mouse. I just dropped. Sorry, Monique, I just need to. Oh, sneaky. And that might be just the male energy. It's not that he's sneaky, he just doesn't think. Okay? When the communication is not there, it's not because he's trying to be sneaky. I get the sense of he just doesn't think. He just rushes into things without thinking. I think that's part of who he is. I don't feel like he's being sneaky. I just feel like he's just not thinking. He's not thinking about the consequences of his actions. And that can be the unwise choice, is that he just doesn't think about what's going on, Monique. I think that's part of it, is he just doesn't think about what he's doing. He just with a sort of a, yeah, I don't think he's being sneaky on purpose, but I do get that sense of, yeah. So hopefully that helps. Yeah, I don't feel like he's being sneaky. I just feel like he's just not thinking. I just don't get a sneaky feeling from him. I don't get a sneaky feeling. No, not done. I've still got just finished with Monique. So I'm doing Raya and then Sarah. So hopefully that helps you, Monique. Yeah, I don't feel like he's being sneaky. I just feel like he just doesn't think about things. He rushes into whatever he needs to do with the communication, and that's where he just doesn't think. Right, let's just fix that up. Okay, if I ask, will Aaron come to meet me? How will he respond? Okay. So you asked if Aaron comes to meet you. Okay, if he comes to meet you, how will he respond? Right. Let's do. Sorry, I'm just going to go for a little bit of a dive here. I'm just looking for deck of heroes. I'm not saying he's a hero, but I just felt like this is a bit of a how will he respond? Okay. How will he respond? There are no contacts. Whoa. Okay. That card flew out. Right? Let me just grab it. Oh, I'm going for a dive. Whoa. That card jumped. Okay. 10 of Wands. And I just got burden. Something weighing the situation down. Okay. I feel like it's going to be something weighing him down. It's a no contact situation, and so it's something that needs to be pushed ahead. It's a bit of a challenge for him to meet you, to move ahead. And then we've got that sense of the Magician. Now, the Magician can be a bit of a sleight in hand, like he's a bit of a string you along. I get a sense of like stringing you along a little bit. You need to look beyond the illusion. Okay, it's going to be a bit of a challenge. If he responds, if he comes to meet you, if he comes, it is going to be a bit of a challenge. Okay, there is some stuff weighing him down at the moment, which is why you're in a no contact situation, right? So I do feel like it's going to be a bit of a challenge that needs to be pushed forward before he will come to meet you. And I do feel like when he meets you, or if he responds, and will he come to meet you, I think you need to look beyond the illusion, because I get the sense of being strung along a little bit, a sleight of hand, not always as it seems. I do feel like things will not be as they seem. So I do feel like I'm getting a bit of a cautious here. Be very cautious about him coming to meet you. I am getting the sense that there is some challenges to the situation, and I do feel like you need to be very cautious. You need to be very wary of if he does come to meet you and how he will respond. I think you need to be very cautious about. I feel like how he responds is not really how he feels. So I think you're going to need to be very, very careful here. Be very wary. You need to look beyond the illusion of what he's showing you, Rhea. I feel like there's more to the situation going on. I think you're going to have to be very cautious, be very aware, look beyond the illusion of what you see on the surface of him coming to meet you. And it is going to be a bit of a challenge. Okay, I feel like there's a burden, there's a weight on the shoulders to meet you. And I do feel like you're going to have to look beyond the illusion, Rhea. So there's a lot of stuff going on there. I think there's a lot of heavy stuff going on to the situation. Okay, it's going to be quite challenging. Okay. No, my phone's not ringing. Nope. Not that I can hear. Okay, last one. Unless any donations come through, but I think that's about it because it's been 2 hours. So this is about the last reading. Could be the fan. Could be my fan. I don't know if you can hear that. Shouldn't, but... Right, Sarah, let's have a look. Sarah's question. Oh, I'm just coming up to Sarah's question. So I know we've a while back. Sarah. Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. Will I find a new job soon? Will I travel out of the country? Okay, so you've got 2 questions there. Oh, it could be the fan that you're hearing, Caitlin. Okay, so you've got 2 questions there. Okay, so will you find a job and will you travel out of the country? So I really can't put that together. So let me just... Right. You asked a yes and no question, Sarah. Last one. Whoa. That I shouldn't have done. Right. Put that back in there. Okay, you asked about a job and then asked about, so we're just going to do really simple. Okay, will you get a job? Will Sarah get a job? Oh no, the fan's not constant sound. Sometimes it doesn't make a sound and then sometimes it does. Okay. Will you travel out of the country? Okay, so the first one is the job situation. No job at the moment. Feels like there's some delays in regards to the job situation. And traveling, don't give up. Basically, don't give up. If you want to travel, go for it. There won't be a job. There won't be a job at the moment. Not in this process. But if you want to travel, don't give up. I think that's something you've got to work towards. So it's all about not giving up in whatever you want to do, really. So Sarah, yeah, basically, don't give up. No, you're not going to have a job at the moment, but things can change in regards to the energy, in regards to travel. Don't stop, don't give up. There's lots of ways to make it happen. Okay, so yeah, really quick. Okay, so that's it from me. Oh my God, 2 hours. Thank you to those that have supported the channel, that have liked. Make sure you've clicked that thumb, like the channel, like the stream. Thanks for everyone for subscribing. Really appreciate that, for joining and being part of it. Thanks to the donations. That's been a huge help for me. And yeah, and that's it from me. Oh my God, can I believe it? Don't forget, there are many ways to support the channel with the Ko-Fi. You can be a member and get from as little as $1 a month and get lots of discounts, exclusive content, downloads, all sorts of really interesting little extras. If you want to donate, don't forget there's lots of for as little as $1 a month, and you get lots of exclusive content, including a free private free reading. If it's if you do $1 a month, you get your reading is on a YouTube video. If you of course, if it's $3 a month, of course your reading becomes private. There's a lot of downloads, huge discounts with the services, all sorts of exclusive behind the scenes stuff as well. You can also donate to support the channel, and you can get a pre-book your free reading, and I can do a video for you, or you can actually get a service. So you can actually purchase a reading through Ko-Fi. What else? Your private readings as well. So lots and lots of ways to get a reading. You can pre-book your tarot reading for as little as $1. You can pre-book your YouTube reading, or you can choose something a bit more specific with your readings. Don't forget you get past life energy healings as well, past life readings, all sorts of bits and pieces available to you. So don't forget to check the links down below, check the links on my channel, like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you know when the next video will be uploaded. And I do want to say a big thank you to my Ko-Fi members and family. A big thank you to all my subscribers here on YouTube and across the board. I have just joined Blue Sky, which is the new app replacing X eventually. Also a big thank you to all the supporters, all the people that have purchased a reading today, donated a reading for today. Muchly appreciated. So thank you very much, and